Hi Taurus. Normally I mix the cards while I give the introduction, but this is going to be a talk. So, welcome to your monthly reading Taroscope for the month of April. I am very honored to have you here. And some of you who are following me, why am I waiting? Where's my video? What about Taurus? What about me? I'm Taurus. I relate. So today, in the past 2-3 hours, I've had this headache here. And at one point, I knew it was you guys. Seriously, I was like, some of you are like, oh, I want my Taurus video, which is great. Thank you for anticipating and expecting. And I felt you. And the reason I'm mentioning this is, you know how sometimes people view you as demanding? And you're like, rightfully so, but I didn't do anything. I didn't ask anything of you. I didn't literally demand anything of you. I'm extremely respectful of your freedom, the evolved Taurus, I mean. Forgive me, some of you devolved Taurus that might be watching that don't have respect for other people's freedom, but evolved Taurus have vast respect for someone else's freedom. So you're like, how can you do that to me? How can you say that to me? I'm behaving the opposite. I have no intentions of taking your freedom. And then something clicked in me. Your energy is so strong. Your intention vibrates so strongly, widely, deeply. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to say anything. So sensitive people, even non-sensitive people, feel you. They know that you expect something. They know that you demand something. Combine that with you having this kind of honorable aura to you. Some of you guys out there have a very strong set of beliefs and ideals and values, and you don't demand anything you can't do. I'm not, you own it. You stick to your word. You follow the path that you believe in, and that's great, and people see that. So knowing that about you with sensing your energy is like people feel that you're expecting something out of them. I'm not saying this as a criticism, not at all. If anything, it's one of your many things, Taurus, that are actually great and inspiring and amazing, but you end up getting hurt because of. Because when your energy is at a certain level, but most people around you have less of an ability to handle those levels of energy, they just can't handle it, then they feel a little bit, they back off. Not to judge them for it. We all have our capacity or our will. How far we're willing to expand for someone. And with that, there's a reason why there's a reason why you are the last, not least, but the last video for April. I think you were the last for March as well. You go directly to what you're used to. Why am I last? I'm doing so much work. I'm putting in so much effort. I'm growing. I'm thinking. I'm evolving. I care. I try. Why am I the last to receive? You're thinking that because you're used to not having your good intentions and craft valued. You're used to being, some of you, this is a general reading, guys, but many Taurians are used to being the martyr. The person that gives endlessly, that nourishes, that feeds, but only have their energy mostly taken or badly used or misunderstood or manipulated in some way, because if someone doesn't understand you, doesn't grasp your strength or your knowledge or your abilities, whatever it is, what people don't understand, people fear. And what people fear, people try to excuse and to somewhat demonize, because that gives them a way to handle it. If I don't understand you, it's not because I don't have the ability to understand you. I don't understand you because there's something wrong with you. It's a coping mechanism that you suffer from. It's not your fault. And many of you throughout your life have dumbed yourself down in front of people just to not threaten. Not threaten with your strength, not threaten with your intelligence, not threaten with your whatever gift that you hold. Taurians always hold a gift, if not gifts. There's always something. And to literally survive, you dumb yourself down. And you can't do that anymore, right, Taurus? You know that. You know that because physically you just can't hold off anymore of who and what you are. You're just too much. Especially now, after all this work, after all this growth, you're so tapped into yourself. How can I hide? How can I not show? For what? And okay, maybe it will serve me, but will it serve the other? Instead of having them, you know, feel comfortable next to your lesser abilities because you dumb it down, how about keep shining and have someone, if they're threatened, just step up to the game. And if they can't, and if they make you feel bad, instead of what you used to do, aka trying to please, trying to heal, trying to be there, be like setting boundaries and, okay, I'm out. That's something that you don't always know how to do, Taurus, especially when you really care. And all that makes you like, why am I the last? Where's my video? And I feel it here. Felt it. Now that I'm doing the video, it's like the headache is gone. So now I know it's because of that. And I'm happy because I wasn't sure how to start with you guys. I had so much to say and I wasn't sure how do I start with you, with us, with Mother Nature, Taurus. The Empress, you know, that's Taurus. How do I even approach? And that is why you are the last, not because you are not valued. Maybe it used to be like that, which is why you automatically go there. You assume that. It used to be like that because you needed to grow. You need to go through, you know, the evolution of the spiritual guide, of the healer. You have to, in order to have empathy to something or to someone, you need to first experience it yourself, because a true healer doesn't heal from the mind, they heal from the heart. And in order for you to heal from the echo of your heart, you need to have the empathy coming from the heart. Therefore, you needed to have the experience of that illness, of that loss, of that weakness, in order to help someone else when they go through the same thing. So it's good that it happened for a reason. You are a shaman. You have submitted to a journey, to a process, and it came with a heavy price. But now you know why. So even though it used to be because you were the martyr or the person that is skipped above or unseen for their values and for their worth, now the reason has changed. Not the result on the surface, not yet anyway. You still feel like you are last and that you are not valued and that people don't see you for what you're worth. But hear this. It has all changed 180 degrees. The reason you were last is because I really needed to make sure that I'm crafting something perfect for you guys. I wanted to have all the elements straightened out. I wanted to feel all the energies of all the zodiacs and come really prepared for you guys, because I know the levels of dignity that you have, how much you give, and therefore how much you expect. Whether you say it literally or not, people feel it. So you were last, but you were not least. Those days are over, Taurus. Evolved Taurus. The evolved Taurus is a different story, but I'm speaking to the evolved story, Taurus now. Now, if you are last, it's because someone out there wants to make sure that they are coming to you perfect. I prepped. I have my incense. It's behind the chair. I have Audrey Hepburn. She was Taurus. I have the candle. My female warrior kind of diplomas on the wall. My gems. My mint tea with the letter Hey in Hebrew that represents the Hierophant that is Taurus. Giving you a 12 minutes introduction. That's how valuable you are. That's what you're worth. And someone out there other than me that you feel like you're either waiting for or already have given up, thinking that they don't care. It used to be the truth. But you know the evolutionary growth that you went through, not just in the past months, but in the past years, right? And even though you don't see it yet, your environment has already started seeing it. And someone out there is crafting something for you. And if it takes time, it's because they want it to be perfect. Universe, same story. The greater the gift, the harder the work on the craft. Universe is crafting something really special for you, Taurus. You have mastered your journey. Evolved shaman Taurians out there. I have to be specific. Not all you Taurus are in that place. Many of you are, especially those who are lured to my videos. It's now Passover. I'm Jewish. I'm from Israel. Israel is also Taurus, by the way. A spiritual warrior. That's what you are, Taurus. And the story of Passover is of the Hebrews that were enslaved by the pharaohs for 400 years in Egypt. And when they were freed, and when they crossed the Dead Sea towards the Promised Land, which was the topic of March's video, if you remember. I called it, for your March Taroscope, I called it the Promised Land. Between that point of freeing the people of Israel and until they actually arrived to the Promised Land, Eretz Zavat Chalav Udvash, there was 40 years of roaming in the desert. Years of limbo between liberation and finding home. So if you're like, but where is it? You already know so some of you has just crossed the Dead Sea. Some of you are just at the tip before the promised land. But you are in the desert walking, and you're already feeling the fresh air. It's something that I really miss, the warm breeze of the desert. Israel is not all desert, but parts of it are. And that is something that I miss. And this is the time for you, Taurus. Even if you're not completely feeling it in your environment or in your heart or whatever, you already know it's there. Universe is crafting something for you. Someone you are waiting for is crafting something for you. You yourself are crafting something for yourself. So don't worry. Now we can start the reading soon enough. Four of Cups, Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups can be Scorpio, which is your opposite sign. Someone has made an offer, but it was refused. You see her holding the cup. This cup is being given to this individual, but they're focused on the 3 cups on the ground. So, to this individual, they saw this cup as something coming from this individual, something worldly. Not necessarily with much significance. When in truth, it was a gift from Spirit, from the universe, in the shape and the form of this person here, of the giver. Have you given something to someone and it was dismissed? Has someone given something to you and you dismissed it? It's looking towards the outside. And those are the first 2 cards. I'm thinking either recent past or really now that we're letting go of. But it's still in the reading. So it's still in our realm of energy and existence and thoughts. So it's affecting the reading. What comes next? Cards, Spirit, for Taurus, for April. Was an emotional offer, because the Queen of Cups is emotional and intuitive. Maybe someone is about to give you an offer that you want to consider, that I'm telling you now, I'm giving you advice to consider and not look at what you don't have or what you have lost or in the past. Remember what it's like to not be valued for your gifts, and don't do it to another. If someone is coming and gifting you with something, think twice before you. And I know you're scared and you're suspicious because you've been so trusting and things have always turned out to be not what they seemed. The Chariot. Yeah, strong movement either towards you. Someone very focused, really knows what they want, how they want, and they're coming straight at you. And they're not taking no for an answer, the Sun. And it's something extremely positive. Now, the Chariot speaks of a journey. It could be either an inner journey or a physical journey. And coming with the Sun, it's something extremely positive that expresses your essence and that comes with light. You know how sometimes, I'm sorry, a few cards fell. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to put them here and I'll look at them soon. And also, when you're on a journey, when you're on a path, sometimes it's light, sometimes it's dark. Sometimes you see the road sign, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you know where to turn, sometimes you don't. When it comes with the sun, that is light and awareness, the path is clear. It's straightforward. There's not too much hassle and bustle. Clarity. Very strong masculine archetype. The sun is the conscious. It's the sun. The male archetype. The chariot is Mars. Or Aries. No, not Aries. Hades. That's what I wanted to say. Maybe it's an Aries. But it's a very clear, straightforward, truthful Taurus energy. So you want to be suspicious, you want to be insecure, that's okay. Keep it in. Fake it until you make it. 4 cards fell. I'm looking at them as we speak. The Magician. Okay. Taurus. Queen of Swords in reverse. 8 of Cups in reverse. And the World in reverse. All right, let's take a look at this. Okay. So I have a very interesting, pretty clear narrative here. In the past month or two, from around the end of January, February, because the Queen of Swords can represent Aquarius, can represent February. The reason I'm taking her for her time frame, I'll take her in another way soon, but first off, I'm taking her for her time frame because I have leaving something behind and a completion. A completion that took time and it was hard to do. Because someone was holding off to their, notion of how things need to be. And they walked out of something very benevolent for them. And they lost it, hence the World in reverse. They still walk towards it. But now it all turns in reverse. You see it upright, but I see it in reverse. And there's an understanding and acknowledgement of the wrong that was done. With that, I feel like there's finally a completion of a cycle. Something that needed to be left behind but just refused to leave. But it's still very much lingering. All the cups here, see that is lingering, the doubts, the insecurity. You remember how it was in the first round. And you don't want to go back there, so you are scared. I get it. But the Sun and the Chariot are very bright. And they're very truthful. The Chariot puts it all on the table. All the cards on the table, literally. Now, even though the Magician, some people view him as manipulative or deceitful. Yeah, if it's in reverse, depending on the cards next to him. But not with the Sun here. The Magician, in its essence, is just extremely talented and capable. So people are like, oh, you can't be so talented and capable and kind and good. No, there must be something wrong with you. So, okay. So he can be viewed as, deceitful. But that's not his essence. He just knows how to speak to the universe and bring his will. Create will, something out of nothing. Yesh me'ain. He speaks to awareness. He speaks to the energy that exists, to all the blessings that are out there. He focuses on them and manifests them in reality. It's a choice. You can focus on the negative. You can focus on the positive. If you harness the positive, the Chariot of the Sun, and you drive with that, that's the energy that you also generate. Solar energy. Okay, I'm tempted to look at this. Knight of Pentacles, the Empress. There you go. This is you. Remember what I was saying, Demeter, in the beginning, the Empress? This is Taurus. Remember how I was saying someone is crafting something for you and it's taking a long time? Knight of Pentacles. He's very slow but very methodical, and he's moving towards the Empress. And the Empress is also a card of creation and creativity, something of life. Some of you are getting pregnant, giving birth. Some of you, it doesn't have to be a literal child. It could be like a project, a job, something creative that has to do with movement and expression and freedom. And now that you've created all of this inside of you in your own world, the outside world, remember what I was saying, is already like catching up, and people are coming to you with real offers, job offers, cooperations, love offers. Some of you, a karmic cycle with one partner has ended, and now it has opened up room for someone new and better for you. Or someone in your life has finished a karmic cycle. The upside down, the reversed queen has left, has finished a cycle, and now is coming with this offer. Now, if it's not love, once again, there is success here. There is work. There is money. There is recognition. You are very much in your element, Taurus. Now, I said earlier, evolve Taurus, devolve Taurus. This is not to insult anybody. This is a matter of where you're at on your spiritual journey and on your growth, your emotional work, your cognitive work, your awareness. The world speaks of not just completion of events in our life, but completion within ourselves. We are as tapped as we can be. But it was delayed. It's in the reverse. It was delayed because something was, held on to and needed to be left behind, either by you or by the person who's relevant, or by the project, whatever. But now the path is really open and clear. Now, this is a major arcana that represents fast movement. This is a minor arcana that represents slow movement. I feel like this individual, inside of them, they have the energy of fast movements and they know what they want. But in reality, because there were so many things that needed to be cleared out first, it seems like slow movement. But the spirituality, the energy, the essence of it is very, very, very strong and fast and determined. I want to take a look at this for a couple more seconds, so bear with me. I want to clarify. Let's go into the extended. I'm going to start clarifying some of the cards, and then I'm going to take bottom of the deck. And then maybe we'll see, according to the time frame, maybe we'll do a new shuffle. I want to clarify this Queen of Swords, Eight of Cups, and the World. Yep, three-party situation. Ay caramba. So there was a choice made that seemed at the time in the upright to whoever made the choice, either you or the person you're involved with. But now it's clearly seen as reversed because it came in the reverse. So the world was left behind in favor of this queen. But now it's reversed and they're snapping out of it. So this doesn't necessarily mean that the person you were involved has now changed their mind and leaving the queen for you. It could be that, but it also could be that you're just done with that, right? You're just done with this story and you have made room and you're going towards something else new, better. Either way, Taurus, the waiting period that you're going through is because someone out there really cares about doing things right with you. Okay? So just keep doing what you're doing. Being the Empress, being the Magician, being the Sun, being Urim v'Tumim for someone. Urim v'Tumim, it's in Hebrew, it means lights and innocence, meaning true guidance for someone, for others. Continue being that, and you know, the light that you shine, that shines through you, will guide this person's way. They're already guided. It's like they're already on their way. Like, you know, the 40 years in the desert. It's not going to take 40 years. It's a story. It's an analogy. But you're getting my picture, right? Okay. So this will clarify the Knight of Pentacles and the Empress, and this will clarify the Chariot. Five of Wands, and the Tower, and the Ace of Cups. So this just emphasized the narrative of the three-party situation. Two people need to break up, or something needs to fall to make room for the renewal for the Ace of Cups. Now, if we step outside of the romance of the love story, and we go to spirituality, the borders of the definition of the self needed to break down in order for a new self to emerge, a self that is more free, that is more aware, that is more open from within you. This Tower was about your doubts and your fears and the characteristic that you have established for yourself to defend yourself against the cruelty of the world that you are very much familiar with, unfortunately, Taurus. But because you went through the lessons, you have emerged as a new soul, literally, reborn, and you are truly the driver of your journey now. Okay? So those are the two narratives. It could be either or, it could be both. Some of you have went through a crisis. Could be something that has to do with the home or with the relationship, maybe last November or so. And since then you went of a journey of a new discovery. And you know, it was a blessing in disguise. You discovered that it was a true blessing that helped you really tap into your abilities. And you discovered some gifts and talents within you that you knew you were there, but you weren't exactly, you know, expressing. But now you are. So this is great. Five of Wands. If we go to the narrative of the three-party situation, so this journey of the Knight of Pentacles towards the Empress is full of conflict, internal conflict and external conflict. It feels like other people are involved and that it requires a journey of sacrifice and of blind faith. The Five of Wands represents in the Greek mythology the story of Medea and Jason. Medea fell in love with him and went on a journey with him, and she left everything behind. So this requires a sacrifice, perhaps, for some of you. Maybe it's this thing that needs to be left behind, this karmic cycle. I want to clarify the Sun and the Magician. I'm so back to my origin in this reading with you guys. This is my first tarot deck ever. I bought it about 15 years ago. I didn't use it for 2 years. I didn't know how to use it until I started actually studying tarot. But I've been carrying this deck with me around for 15 years. So, yeah, that's for you guys. Clarify, please, the Magician and the Sun. Only if it's false. Accurate, specific things. Magician and the Sun. Okay. It has something to do with this story here. Queen of Pentacles. Well, there you are again, Taurus. Queen of Pentacles is Taurus. Many people view her as, could be any earth sign, could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I see her as May, I see her as Taurus. From February to May, 3 months. The completion of the cycle will end in May for many of you that are really resonating with this. And also, it's a queen that fell in the upright on top of the queen that is a reversed three-party situation. Yeah, if this is your narrative of a three-party situation, then you seem to be on top. Because she's also you. Empress. Now, I've asked to actually clarify the Magician and the Sun. So now I see that they're directly connected to this. Someone is gaining new insight and new understanding of the situation. And see that they are having the same colors, the Magician and the Queen of Pentacles. There's a new recognition. And here, oh, he's also wearing a red cape, a red robe. So an individual that once left the world behind in the favor of a reversed queen is now gaining a new recognition and awareness and tapping into their powers, and that allows them to see your powers and how they resonate on a similar, if not the same frequency. And they also share the same colors of the Empress and the Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot. There's the yellow and the red. Also like the Sun, there's the yellow and the red. So there's a lot of symbolism here that connects the dots. And this was a journey of the mind. You see all the blue here? And also the blue in the Four of Cups with all the doubts. There was a lot of doubts regarding you, regarding the entire situation. The mind wasn't ruling. But now, the solar plexus, the yellow, is ruling. The passion, the earth, the essence is ruling. This is not unaware. You have the infinity symbol above their head here. The Empress, the Sun, is the most aware cards you can have. The Knight of Pentacles does things really calculated, really slow, really, really strong and positive. So this is a very positive yellow and red. And it's almost like, you see what I just did? And the Five of Wands share the same colors, the blue background that connects with this family of doubts here and the thing that is being left behind now. If you were left behind, now the fact that you were left behind is being left behind. Bottom of the deck. Oh my God. Okay. This card has been coming up a lot in readings. So either everyone who's watching me is on a journey for true love and union, and I'm really happy for that. And if not, if it's not going to happen soon, then you're definitely on the way. You're definitely tapping into whatever it is that you need to tap into, the essence within you and the journey within you and the awareness within you to lead you there. Okay? So even if it doesn't happen to you in the next month, the things that I'm talking about, this is an encouragement for you to know that you're going there. Okay? 10 of Cups. Ultimate joy, fulfillment, union, happiness that comes from a very truthful place. 7 of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. Don't worry. 8 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, no, it keeps just repeating the same story narrative. So the goal is attained. It's not yet necessarily for all of you in 3D, but the thing that keeps it away for now is these struggles. Maybe your environment, maybe personal situations, maybe someone you're involved with is going through financial difficulties, or they're going through some battles in their personal life. Maybe you're aware of it, maybe you're not aware of it, maybe you're going through it. But right now they're trying to handle it on their own, or you're trying to handle it on your own. But you will soon realize that you can walk together, that you can handle it together. And from there, instead of, you're so used to fighting your own battles, right? To have no one stick up for you. But this is the card, yes, of loss and poverty and disease, but also of sticking through life challenges together. So this could, I think, in this narrative, this shows me two people with the full potential of being together, but someone is still so used to the battle, but alone. So they don't want to come to you with, like I said, they want to prepare. They don't want to come to you looking like this or present it like this, but hopefully the sun won't allow them to wait any longer, or there will be a certain understanding that things need to happen together when it comes to romance, when it comes to unity. I mean, okay. Let's talk about love. So you have the essence of your material, the matter that you are. Another person have the essence, the matter that they are. Okay. When two of these unite, it's like chemistry. It's a thing called synergy. A new matter emerges. And that is the union. The essence of the union, the matter from which the union is made of. Your specific footprint. You have your own footprint. The person that you love have their own footprint. But when you unite, a new footprint, fingerprint is emerged. And that needs to be examined as an entity on its own. So when you want to connect with someone, or when you want to go through a journey with someone, hence the width, you have to do it together with someone because it has its own material. It's like you can't analyze whether being with someone will work or not just from the thought. That's where, the Queen of Swords, like here, she's strategic, she's planning, she's ideologic, she's independent, but it doesn't work when it comes to love. It's a new beast. You have to analyze it and experience it and understand what it is out of the experience of being together, right? Because the experience of being together has a whole new matter, essence, frequency. So if so far, if you're trying to figure out what it's like to be with someone or how to approach them from your own mind, it makes no sense. You need to figure it out from approaching them, from talking to them, from being with them. Going through whatever it is that you're going through with them. Sharing the journey, sharing the blessings, and sharing the difficulties, and sickness and in health. That's what it talks about. I get it, Taurus. Or maybe if you're dealing with an earth sign, then that's probably what they're doing as well. You are like that injured animal that runs to the forest when you're injured because you can't show weakness, because people depend on you. You yourself depend on yourself. You don't know how to do that. Show weakness. You're so used to fighting your own battles. You don't know any other way, many of you. Even when you are in a couple, what you do, you tend to, when you have a challenge or a difficulty, you tend to just close off within yourself, like, I need to first figure it out before I speak to them. Figure it out with speaking to them. Does that make sense? There are two amazing tarot readers that I really love and that I follow. Shout out to Amber Khan, The Quietest Revolution, and to Olivia or something, but OJC Astrology. And both of them, amazingly enough, separately in their own realm of tarot videos, of tarot scopes, have spoken of the Taurus. Amber, I think, referred to us as time bending, and Olivia said something about time travelers. Which is, I was watching each of them separately. I was like, so it's exactly how I'm feeling right now, and have been feeling. And I know many of you Taurians are relating to that, because it's also what I wanted to speak with you in my video for you. It's from a little bit of a different, attitude towards it, but it's different, but it's the same in a way. If you are a creator, if you are a builder, if you are a visionary, if you are clairvoyant, like many Taurians are, you see a tree when others see a seed. Others are not wrong. It's a seed. But you know it's going to be a tree. You already see the story unfolds and grows. You know where it's leading towards. You literally have the tree in front of you. And you're standing like this in awe to the story. And other people are like walking by, literally walking on top of the tree, because for them it's just a seed in the ground. They don't even know that they're stepping over a magnificent tree. They don't know, but you know. But try telling them about it. Try climbing its branches. You'll fall straight on your booty. You are living in the future with your state of mind. But in reality, with your body, with your existence, you're still at the place where it's just only now starting or just growing. And one of your challenges towards sun, moon, rising, or whoever was lured into this video, hi, is to know how to behave in accordance. And it's so hard. It is so hard. Because if it's like a little plant coming, just came out of the ground, the grass, and you'll try to climb and sit on its branches as if they are strong as an oak trees, you will literally kill the plant, and you will kill its potential to become a tree. Right? If you'll talk about it with people, they're like, I think you're crazy. And you need to learn this the hard way if you haven't already. Most of you have already learned this the hard way. You need to compose. Patience is something that you had to learn in order to handle your clairvoyance or your visionary aspect. So yes, you're building, you're creating, build it and they will come, right? But it's a very delicate, sometimes impossible balance. How do you do that? But that's what you have to handle. That's what you have to handle. And you have been handling it so far. The minute I said now the lesson of patience, so many of you are like, Not again. Because you have learned the lesson of patience. You know endurance. You know sacrifice. You're like, universe, why are you keep trying to teach me something that I've learned and learned and learned and learned? What's wrong with manifestation? What is wrong with movement? What is wrong with fast movement? Fire. Nothing is wrong. But if you're a manifester, a creator, and you want to create with fire as well, and water, you want love, and not just earth and air, because although they are so valuable and important, when it's just earth and just air, when it's just the thought and just practicality and just endurance, it's so dry and stormy and scary. You need water to feed the earth, to make it fruitful. You need fire for the air to do something with it instead of driving the earth crazy and dry it out. But in order for you to be able to handle all the fire that is potentially living inside, that is living inside of you, but it's just not, it comes out little by little. You have to first have a lot of earth, a lot of patience, endurance, stability, strength, in order to hold that fire of creation, of ideas, of passion that you have, without letting it burn you. If the earth is not strong enough, the fire scorns it. If the fire is bigger than the earth. So you had to, in your journey, establish more endurance than anybody else, more patience than anybody else, more sacrifice than anybody else. You had to be not a village, not a city, not a country, not a continent, but you had to be planet Earth to contain all this vast potential and really, really succeed with your endeavors. Something to hold all the ideas and what's the word? I want to say passion, but it's not just that. The expression, the fire, without you getting lost in it. Something to hold all the waters and all the oceans and all the emotion that is within you. The love. You had to be able to have something to hold it and contain all these oceans. To not drown in it. And you had to really work on the air and have a very strong air element in you of thought and spirituality and resolving karmic lessons and being sharp and strategic and planning ahead to feed the fire that will soon come. You are coming into your promised land, but you had to go through the 400 years of slavery, then the 40 years of journeying in the desert, to really know that you're there, to really appreciate this land and its fruits and all that it has to offer you. Maybe if you hadn't gone through all that, you might have appreciated it, but you wouldn't be able to contain it. You would get lost in it. You'd either become super arrogant or pampered, right? When you succeed really, really fast and you're not strong enough to handle it and you don't have proportions, modesty, humbleness, then you lose yourself. Those of you who are about to gain major success in your professions, I'm happy to say that you are going to get there from a very stable, grounded place. Was it worth the wait, Taurus? Yeah, I think it was. I'm going to take out a rune for you for the month of April. Happy birthday for those of you who are on the first oh my god, when I forget words in English. At the end of April. Happy birthday for you guys. I'm on May 3rd, so my birthday will be for the next month's video. So happy birthday for some of you. And I'm asking from Spirit, from the runes, for a rune for Taurus for the month of April. Amazing. Uruz, the wild ox. So if Fehu is the farm cow or the farm bull, the harnessed beast, Uruz is the wild one. And of course, Uruz for the bull. You are setting yourself free. You are free. Your energy, your manifestation, your powers, your elements, your gifts, your abilities, your creations, your knowledge, it's all going to burst out there like wildfire. And you can handle it. You have the earth to hold it. You have the air to feed it. And you have the water to calm it down when necessary. Well, soon you'll have enough water. It's going to come together, I feel like. It's stamina, it's endurance, speaking of. It's health, it's male energy, it's fertility, it is sexuality, it is self-healing, it is freedom of the mind, freedom of the expression. It is winning in battle, but from essence, not from ego. Je m'appelle Morgane, je suis une bête sauvage. I am a wild beast. I am Uruz, which is worthy of an Uruz. Okay, Taurus. All right. This is a hematite, by the way, in case you're curious about the stone, also referred to as bloodstone. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting private sessions. Email me. The email is at the bottom. And happy April and happy birthday. And I will see you again in May, where it's most of your birthdays. And my birthday. And yeah. Bye for now.